Okay, hey everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Field Between. My name is Ahmed.
And I'm Yasmin.
We got an Ahmed episode for you today.
Yes, we do. But first, updates.
We never said anything about Pride Month.
Oh, yeah. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month if you are G or L.
We were sitting in a pizza place yesterday when we saw a flag we didn't know, because there are a lot of them. And we knew this probably wasn't the case, but we both had the thought that we were worried it was like a thin blue line flag for bi people, like a pro
It looked
cop.
like the bi flag mixed with the Blue Lives Matter flag.
Yeah, which was concerning. But we looked it up and it was actually the gender fluid flag, so that was good.
It was not for gay cops.
No.
Or bi cops. بس if you are plus لو أنا سمعت واحد منكم plus كل سنة وانتم طيبين. Really, the plus better than all the letters, I think.
Why? Just they're holding on to some ambiguity.
It's the most queer.
Wow. You know, you might be right, because it's the least defined.
Right.
Yeah. But I feel like they've defined so much, I don't know what plus could be.
More.
Wow. That's beautiful.
What else?
We're in such a famous place for queer rights and for the gay movement.
We're right next to what is referred to as the transgender district.
Yeah. And we haven't been to the Castro yet, but that's like a really important, famous neighborhood. Not too far from us.
It is kind of crazy how much more Pride stuff there is here. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there are critiques of San Francisco Pride with all the AI companies here and stuff, but it is just more out there with like flags everywhere, like huge flags, bigger than the American flag, which I think is great. Like I don't know. I just imagine tourists coming here and being pissed off.
I think a lot of people who come here, though, know probably like how important it is to the city's history.
Yeah.
I mean, oh gosh, now I feel so bad forgetting his name. Who was the first?
Harvey Milk.
Yeah, there you go. Great. Yeah, first gay senator.
I think he was a mayor. I don't know.
Mayor? Shit. I watched the movie and I don't remember. Wait, will you cut it if I look it up right now? Not cut me not knowing, but cut the space, or is it too annoying? I'll look it up. I feel like this is important information. We actually, we haven't filmed or we haven't recorded for a week, unfortunately. But because we set no expectations, we don't have to apologize, which is great. Mm-hmm. But last weekend, we had a bunch of friends visiting here from Pittsburgh. I think it's fair to share this, right? We can check with them maybe.
I mean, they don't say who it is.
Oh, I wasn't going to say who it was, just what they were here doing.
An autonomous healthcare conference?
Yeah. Harvey Bernard Milk was an American politician and the first openly gay man to be elected to public office in California.
I think he was just mayor, right?
He was a member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors.
He wasn't mayor?
I guess not. I thought he was something more than that too. That's crazy. That is kind of like heartening to know that so much has changed at the time. That was so groundbreaking that he just had any kind of public office.
The Board of Supervisors?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't even know. I mean, you know, he was killed, so that was like a really brave. Unfortunately, it required a lot of bravery. Yeah, so we had these friends visiting from Pittsburgh last weekend, and they were here for, as Ahmed said, like a health conference that was about like kind of, it wasn't all related to trans health, though they were supporting a delegation or like a nonprofit from Pittsburgh that works on that, but basically people taking healthcare into their own hands, which I realize can sound a little like RFK-y, but it's kind of like coming from a leftist perspective. So for example, like there were some like panels that were talking about like ways that people are like coping with healthcare in Gaza, like as best they can. And there were panels about like in the US and in areas that are rural and they don't have access to basic healthcare, like what you can do. And in places in the US where, and this has already happened, unfortunately, there no longer is like trans-affirming healthcare, how like communities can kind of take matters into their own hands as much as possible in a way that is like safe. But, you know, often really is like life-saving affirming care. So yeah, super cool to hear about the conference. It was honestly just really nice to see them. Like it really made our week. We kind of, I think, didn't realize how much we were missing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It was fun.
What other updates?
We did a lot this weekend. We both were feeling pretty out of it Friday, which was sad. We were both a little bit bickery, but then we were separately struggling with stuff. You were having some pain. I was mental health not feeling that great. But we kind of pulled it together Saturday, which was nice. And we did a lot. We went to Japantown. We went to...
Mid.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, honestly, I feel bad saying that. But I think maybe we were at the wrong time. Like, everything was closed. Including this place I was really excited to check out. But I don't know. It was cute. Like, if there was a specific restaurant or something that was highly recommended, I would go back. But other than that, I'm kind of like, check, I'm good.
Yeah, it's falling behind Chinatown, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, are we doing like intra-Asian rankings?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be going to Little Saigon next week.
Is that like near our neighborhood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We got to go to that like big banh mi spot.
Saigon?
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah. Saigon sandwiches, maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to the Japanese tea garden. We were holding strong with the Japan
That
theme.
was pretty good.
It was good.
It was okay.
It was like the botanical garden was so amazing that by comparison, it wasn't as special, but it was still cool.
Too many people in there at one time.
Yeah. Which, like, we obviously contributed to, but
it really just should be free.
Yeah, for how small it is, I agree. I mean, it's free for San Francisco residents, but yeah.
And then we went to the California Academy of Science.
Which was actually super cool.
It was cool. Very expensive.
I loved it. Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool to see coral reefs that color and vivid and so bright.
And like
that
so many
my favorite part.
butterflies. Yeah, so many. Your favorite part was the coral reef?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. So many birds. Like, I never went to science museums before we were together, ever. I just because this is so dumb, but I was like, I don't know. I don't really know anything about science. I'm not interested in science, but they can be so many different things, I realized.
That's why they teach you.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a prerequisite.
I guess so. Yeah, there's not a quiz as soon as you walk in.
Yeah.
But like,
we found out. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, we went to one in Chicago, and we went to the one in Durham, and now I've been to this one. Like, I've literally only been to them with you. I guess I've been to the Natural History Museum in like Cambridge and New York, but they can also be kind of like zoos, essentially. And they can, I don't know. This one was just like a ton of animals, which is really cool, and like habitats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found out that Anthropic's model Claude, the AI Claude, was named after the albino alligator named Claude in the California Academy of Science.
You don't actually know that, do you? Did you check that?
I'm putting two and two together because they had endowed it. There was a plaque.
But it might have been
Anthropic.
They might have renamed it after like the endowment. I don't know. Maybe that's true.
You think they posthumously renamed the dead alligator?
No, but they could have named it while it was still alive.
Hold on, let me check the Egypt score. Egypt beat New Zealand 3-1.
Let's go. Also, I care nothing about sports.
It's their first World Cup win in 92 years.
Oh my God, are you serious?
That's so embarrassing. Oh my God.
That's really funny. Well, that's
We're
exciting.
just happy we scored and won a game?
That's so exciting, though.
That's
Go
embarrassing.
Egypt. Oh.
Okay. What was I going to look up?
You were going to look up Claude and the alligator connection.
The alligator.
I don't care about sports at all, but I am very happy for New York and the Knicks, and kind of wish I was there with all that was happening. Seems like a good time.
He was born with, he died from liver cancer.
Rough.
Yeah.
Is he named after? I think he just happened to be named Claude. Maybe that's why. You know what my new theory is? Maybe they endowed it because it was named Claude, but the two things are separate. You know what I mean? And then they connected it. That's my theory. Anyway, that was our weekend. I'm trying to think we did anything else. Oh, we went to an amazing coffee place that was so good. And it has like a bunch all over the city. So I'm excited to check out more locations. But it was like, honestly, I think the best coffee I've had in my entire life. Like I was obsessed. I loved it. That was very fun. We saw like a friend who was in town on Thursday. That was nice.
Shit.
What?
It was not named after the alligator.
That's okay.
It was named in homage to the pioneering computer scientist Claude Shannon.
Okay.
That
You know?
sucks.
Yeah,
Who's Claude Shannon?
I don't know. Not as exciting, I'm sure.
Name it after the alligator.
Maybe that's why they decided to endow the alligator, you know? Because they were like, wow, synergy.
This guy, he died in 2001. What did he do?
I hope he didn't also die of liver
American
cancer. Wouldn't that be
polymath who
creepy?
was a mathematician, electrical engineer, computer scientist, cryptographer, and an inventor known as the father of information theory.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. Those are the only updates I had. You got anything else?
Damn, this guy won a Nobel Prize.
Should I go to a pride parade, Ahmed? I've never been to one. Isn't that crazy?
He won the Claude E. Shannon Award. He's Claude E. Shannon. He won his own award?
You're too deep in a rabbit hole right now. Climb back out.
How do you win your own award? That's a very Trump thing to do.
That is a very Trump
He won the
view.
Harvey Prize, an annual Israeli award for breakthroughs in science and technology.
Great.
That's not good. Okay,
Should I go to a pride parade?
where is it?
I'm sure there's like a ton.
SF Pride.
I'm sure there's a bajillion.
I bet it would, like, if we go to one around here, it's going to be the one that everyone hates.
Why?
Because we're downtown San Francisco. I'm sure it's
but
like...
if we go in the Tenderloin, it might be kind of tender.
We found out that you can be topless here.
Yes.
Geez, you go to the SF Pride website and immediately a pop-up that's like, would you like to donate 50 or 100 or $250?
Gotta do what they gotta do. A lot of corporate sponsors, maybe less so here than other places, have like drawn out or dropped out of Pride since the Trump administration part 2.
Who's on their Human Rights Summit panel?
Okay, anyway, do you want to go? Should I go?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You can do a little report.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute.
You can report live from Pride.
I can do a live podcast.
No, but you could record stuff there and then play it.
We'll play it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. What are our items, mister?
I don't see when the date of Pride is. Oh, 27th through 28th.
Oh, I did see like a notice at the farmer's market today that was saying that it would be closed for Pride.
Right. It's what are we doing on the... Oh, shoot. We're going somewhere on the 27th.
We're going to a friend's kid's birthday party. Is that next weekend?
Yep.
And then the 28th, we're going to a vintage market you found us. Looks really cool.
Today's the 21st, 27th. Yep.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Week is 7 days. Okay. Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 3 different news stories. Actually, we should talk about there's allegedly a ceasefire between us and Iran, which
It's failing to hold.
that's still TBD. So yeah, Trump and Iran like both announced the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, that they signed that in which they both undertake to permanently end the war and refrain from threats of violence or acts of violence. And it is actually just kind of embarrassing how much of a win it is for Iran and how much of a loss it is for the U.S. because pretty much all the U.S. gets is reopening the Strait of Hormuz,
Which was open before this started.
Which, yeah, it's like...
It's like a new card Iran now has that they didn't have before.
It's
or
like
didn't
winning your
exercise
own
before.
prize.
Yeah, it is. No, and it's really funny, like, just the kind of, like, incomprehension of, like, the punditry class of being like, how are we not getting anything? It's like, because we lost. Like, we lost the war. Like,
Yeah.
that's why. That's what happens when you lose the war. You only concede things. You don't get shit.
That's true. Yeah. But it's just like Iran's getting, billions of dollars in assets unfrozen. It is like the language is that the U.S. and its allies, meaning Israel, have to like stop attacking Iran, and also stop, like, Israel has to withdraw from Lebanon. So that's been the shaky part of this, is that Israel has continued to kind of fire, allegedly, or, fire. They have done that, but like allegedly at Hezbollah, but like, they just indiscriminately bomb Lebanon. And they bomb Beirut. It's not, like Trump got on and was just like, I don't like what's happening. It's, you shouldn't be bombing an entire apartment building looking for one guy, which is like,
and exactly, again, like commentary that they're giving, like Vance is also doing a similar kind of like public tour of saying like, well, they're killing a lot of innocent people. It's like, well, this has been happening the entire time. Also in Palestine. And like, it's only now that they're trying to pressure Israel that they're like making this kind of like very basic ass A9 commentary on like, oh, it's not strategic to isolate yourself. It's not strategic to bomb entire buildings of civilians. And it's like, that's always been true.
So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about for a little bit, is what are your thoughts on, they're trying to play this like stern parent role with Israel now, and they're saying, you don't do this, don't do that, like you're making us angry. There have been a couple of headlines about, oh, Netanyahu and Trump are having this falling out, and Trump is like fuming mad at him and is telling him that he's the only reason that he's like not in jail. To me, it seems like they're trying to get ahead of how unpopular this all is ahead of the midterms. And they're assuming that people will kind of just go with what they heard most recently. And if most recently they've heard that Trump is angry with Netanyahu and actually threatened to withhold weapons from Israel, they'll be like, well, he's the most anti-Israel president ever, despite him actually being the most pro-Israel president ever. I largely really agree with that analysis. Do you buy it?
That Trump is anti-Israel?
No. Like, do you think like they are actually, maybe not that it makes a difference, but do you think he's actually annoyed with Israel, or do you think this is all just kind of like a TV?
No, I think it's TV moment? Exactly. I think you're like spot on. I think this is like, it's literally the same exact playbook that Biden used, being like, I'm so mad at Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Like, we've said this so many times, but it's so true. Like, Israeli policy is an extension of U.S. policy. Israel is essentially like an extension of the U.S., and like to pretend that we are beholden to them is to ignore the fact that they only exist in the form that they do because we enable that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense to be like, I don't know, this is like maybe a silly analogy, but it's like you're giving money to someone and they're like beating someone up, and you're like, stop doing that. Like, it's like, well, you're paying them to do it, like until you stop paying them, it doesn't really make sense to pretend that you're upset with the actions. If I'm being like so generous to Trump, which like, why would I be? Like, maybe this is the most frustration he's felt because the economy is a major pain point. And the thing about that's so funny is like, we're not even feeling it in the US the way that like huge swaths of the world is. The economic repercussions.
I think a lot of people in the US are feeling it.
They are, but like relative to like the repercussions for like a lot of people in Asian countries, like it's nothing. Yes, we are, relatively speaking, the price of gas is high. We live in a very
but like
car dependent
farmers, like people who like
there are like a lot of the Times actually has had surprisingly very good coverage of this. There's been some really good daily episodes, like places that were already on the brink, like people in Somalia, people that were already vulnerable, and countries that like have less economic certainty are like have been pushed way past. Like a lot of people are suffering in like really dire ways because of the economic ramifications of this. And so you're right. I'm very comfortable. I shouldn't like poo-poo the average American, like who is less well off than me, who is like suffering more. But it's not even like, it's like people complaining about gas. It's not like people are like, for the most part, like pushed now just because of this and are like physically starving, which that is an extreme measure. I'm not saying that we should like make light of like other costs, but Yeah, so like people are feeling it, relatively speaking, from an American perspective, relative to what they were feeling before, and that is the only thing that is going to show up at the polls that would maybe kind of like hurt Trump from his hardcore base. And so I guess he has to say something, right? And maybe he is a tiny bit annoyed with Israel, in that it's like preventing him from moving on with this peace plan, but I don't think he's annoyed enough to like make a change in terms of U.S. Israeli policy.
Like, what are the possible outcomes? I just feel like under the Biden administration, when they were first enabling the genocide, but trying to make it seem like they weren't, it was all this talk of, oh, we're doing this thing, we're building this pier, we're doing blah, 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 we're trying to get trucks in. And it's always like this, oh, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. They lay out some sort of vague plan. Or we got like this ceasefire or whatever. And none of it is really enforced in any meaningful way. And Israel continues to kind of dare the U.S. to actually do something, knowing that the U.S. really won't. And so it renders everything like so hollow. And I'm wondering what assurances, right? Because if you're Iran, like you've been screwed over by the US so many times. Like what makes anyone think that this time is going to be any different?
Yeah, and like the Iranian regime absolutely sucks. We've said that many times. They're terrible. But like it makes sense that they're holding the line. That. Oh, you were pro Iranian regime.
I'm not pro Iranian regime.
I know you're not. But yeah, I've particularly tried to emphasize that because I've just like, had some conversations with people that made me realize that's important, or at least I feel that way. Mm-hmm. But like, like of course they're holding the line. They should hold the line in solidarity with Lebanon. Like that makes sense. You know what I mean? Strategically. So like, right. Why would they not do that? Yeah, I mean, I guess like Netanyahu, the plan is unpopular in Israel.
Very unpopular.
Or the memorandum of understanding is unpopular in Israel, and Netanyahu is up for re-election, right? So he's under pressure, and basically the only way this man can survive is by like continuously killing a large swath of Arabs. Like that's the only way he stays in power politically. So like he's just moving on to, right? Well, like in the case of Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels very Groundhog's Day. It's really weird, like every day to have the same kind of like, there's a ceasefire, and to be like, all right. Yeah. I don't know what the outcome is, honestly. I mean, something has to give, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the only positive outcome I can think of, but I don't think it's realistic, is that like the U.S. finally gets fed up with Israel and there's some actual repercussions, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think... just like I thought at the beginning of his second term when he came in, I do think that he is like Israel's little bitch. Like Trump is he's not the guy to stand up to Israel.
But don't you think like, and like you said, maybe it ultimately doesn't matter, but like, does it even make sense semantically to say stay up to Israel? Like I kind of feel like Israel is us, right? Like Israel exists because of us in its current form. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost like, yeah, right?
You're Israeli? No. Is that what you're saying?
No, but just like without our weapons, without our money, Israel wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
It's a colony, essentially, of the U.S.
It's not a colony, but it is just it's a rogue state.
It's an appendage of the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't know, like what does it mean to stand up to like the thing that you beget, you know?
I mean, you can. It's very possible.
Right, but like it would have to mean like us changing.
So you gotta talk
like
to the microphone.
Radically. You know what I mean? It would mean that the U.S. would have to change pretty fundamentally.
I mean, not even. You just cut off Israel easy,
no,
and you would still be a horrible state in so many other ways.
That's true. Yeah,
you just like have one less shitty part about you.
That's true. I mean, it's not like I'm saying it's like, that's a good point. It's not like it's definitional to the U.S., but at the same time, like. Yeah, I just don't really see it as like apart from us anymore. We are like the worldwide enabler of this rogue state. So yeah, if we stop doing that, it would,
That's what makes it so absurd that we're not doing anything, because it is fully controlled.
And like you said, it means that we don't want to.
Right.
Like we being Trump, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a more lighthearted Trump item if you'd like. Or is your next one connected?
I've got some. Yeah, let's do yours last.
Okay, sounds good.
So I've got 3 articles here. The theme is just losing.
Okay.
Losing big time and like trying to cope with it. And just, it's embarrassing. This first one is an opinion piece in the New York Times titled, "This is not a grand bargain with Iran. Good." It's by a man named Michael Singh.
New name. I don't know that name. Okay.
He's the managing director of the Washington Institute for Near East Policy.
Ooh.
Was a director for Middle East Affairs on the National Security Council in the George W. Bush administration. He is going to talk in this piece about why everything that's happening is actually good and we didn't lose.
Okay, I'm excited to hear this.
President Trump's preliminary agreement with Iran appears at its core to be a simple trade. Iran will reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and the United States will end its blockade of Iranian ports, waive oil-related sanctions, and unfreeze certain Iranian assets. Dressed up with the promises to negotiate a grander bargain down the road. It is already under fire. Critics on the left charge that it compares unfavorably to the 2015 nuclear agreement that Mr. Trump tore up. Hawks on the right, many of whom supported the war, argue that Mr. Trump should have held out for more nuclear concessions from Iran. That's one thing actually that we didn't mention is the U.S. is also like, without this, Iran would have been weeks or days from having a nuclear weapon.
We've said that so many times.
They've been weeks or days from having a nuclear weapon for like the last 30 years.
Like, really quick aside also that I kind of forgot to say, and I can't remember if we said before, I actually think that like Obama's like Iran nuclear deal was excellent. Like, it is kind of crazy that Trump tore that up. Like, Obama did a lot of really awful things with foreign policy, especially with like drones, obviously, and killing people. But like that foreign policy agreement made a ton of sense. And there's just, like you said, there's literally no reason why Iran should ever trust us again since we walked that back.
Yeah. I'm going to turn up our volume a little bit. I feel like signal's a little weak. Yeah. No, it's really stupid because we're not going to get anything better.
We're not even going to get that again.
Iran should just have a nuclear weapon at this point. I mean, if everyone's going to have them, if Israel's going to have multiple nuclear weapons.
Iran should not have a nuclear. I don't believe anyone should have a nuclear weapon.
If any country should have a nuclear weapon, it's like all the countries that are constantly under threat by the U.S.
I don't co-sign that. I think that like Iran, I mean, like, look, I agree with you in the sense that like it's bullshit to tell just one country they shouldn't have one when they live next to an aggressive country like Israel. Like, that's fair. And like also we have so many who are we to dictate this, but like just given how much Iran represses their own people, it's not like ideal. It's not ideal for anyone to have a nuclear weapon, in my opinion.
Right. It's either no one has them or
everyone has them.
Iran has them.
Okay. I don't agree with that, but fair enough.
Concerns about what may come next, be it renewed fighting or a flawed final bargain, are well-founded, but notions that the United States should have held out for more upfront nuclear concessions gets things backwards. The United States and the world need shipping to resume through the Strait of Hormuz. They do not need a nuclear agreement with Iran, and Mr. Trump should not make negotiating one a priority in his post-war Iran policy, this initial deal notwithstanding. For all the operational capability demonstrated by the U.S. military over the course of this conflict, there is no painting the preliminary outcome as a resounding American victory. Food and energy costs have spiked, U.S. military resources have been depleted, America's alliances in the Middle East, Europe, and beyond have suffered, nor was the war a win for the Iranian regime, whose conventional military capability is diminished, economy crippled, and leadership demolished.
Wait, can I jump in there?
Yeah.
I think it was absolutely a win for the Iranian regime.
Yeah.
They had their people rebelling in vast numbers. The most conservative factions have been re-entrenched, which is so heartbreaking for the huge part of the populace that does not want to be ruled by this regime. And they have a whole new card in their pocket that they didn't before, the Strait. Apparently they're going to try and like charge like, what is it, like maintenance fees? Like they're going to potentially make money off this now.
Yeah. They, it's they made more money on their oil exports during this than they have like in a long time. I also it's like, yeah, their economy is bad. It's been bad for a long time, and it's gotten worse. Obviously, they're being bombed. Neither of these things are good. It's not a total win for Iran. Like, it's
No,
not good.
but I also
that-
don't think they care about their people dying that
It's
much.
not. I wouldn't 100% say
They
that.
kill
Like,
massive amounts of their civilians. Like,
one of the things they're pushing for is, okay, this is one thing that I mean, I don't fully understand. Like, they are a rational governing force. Like, they're not fully bloodthirsty monsters who are all in charge. And like, I don't think that's true. I do think that there is authoritarianism. Obviously, there are very bad elements. But like, sanctions that have been on Iran make it so that, like, I mean, sanctions, like in any country, the way that they work is that they benefit corrupt systems. So people who are able to work outside of like the formal economy are the ones who benefit, and that leads to like thuggery and gangsterism, and it is very bad for your average everyday person. So like, why would Iran's one of the like the big things that they want is the relief of sanctions when it's like good for an authoritarian regime? You know what I'm saying? Like, sanctions can only benefit, like the removal of sanctions will benefit the wider populace of Iran is my understanding.
I think that like if the economic situation keeps them being at a certain boiling point, that also threatens the regime for sure, because there's more people who are also willing to rebel on like that line. You know what I mean? Not just based on like moral issues or based on like corrupt policing.
I mean, I don't know. You look at like Egypt, right? And the economy is getting worse and worse. People are more and more desperate, but the state just keeps cracking down more and more with surveillance.
Right.
Right. So I think there are places where an authoritarian regime, despite how bad it gets economically, can still maintain grip over the people.
It's through force, right? I would say the same thing
Yeah.
for Iran.
But so then why not continue just maintaining through force if that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would they want
I think I
sanctions
fully
relief?
get like where is there a point that we're disagreeing on here? Because I mean they are maintaining through force, yeah.
But
saying they're not?
why would they care so much about sanctions relief, I guess, is the thing.
No matter how repressed the populace is, if enough people are starving, you have more of a threat of an uprising. I think that's just true.
I don't know.
You think, I'm confused. What do you think is true? You think that if people are,
I don't think there's like a law that says that if people are starving that there's going to be an uprising.
I don't think it's like a given, no.
Yeah.
But I think like that's a worry for any regime, authoritarian or not. Like, I mean, even here, right? Like money talks, like the economy is bad. Like that's the one thing that gets people, like people feel that, you know? I think I might be missing your point. What's your point exactly?
My point is that the Iranian regime right now is not like total. I don't think their posture toward everyday Iranians is just like total hatred, and like at least at the highest levels and the governing levels. I mean, like I think there is like a rational government. It's not just like I'm going to kill anyone who gets in my way, whether they are like my people
I
or
mean,
anyone
even
else.
if the numbers were exaggerated, and it's quite possible that they were from like some press outlets, they did indiscriminately kill a lot of people the the last uprising. And even like in this time, they have like there was like a like singer who was just like lashed. She wasn't killed, but she was like lashed in a way that was very well publicized. I mean, it's pretty ruthless. I don't think I'm not saying that you're saying this, but I just know this is an argument people will make in some leftist circles. Like, I don't think we're playing into pro-Israel or pro-American sentiment by saying that it's a highly repressive government, and that like yeah, I mean, just basic mobility and freedom of expression is highly limited. Yeah, I mean, it's not as limited as it used to be because they're losing control in that respect. But there's also a real worry that, like, after the war is over, that will be re-entrenched.
Yeah. There's a good article someone wrote on Substack analyzing all the claims about those couple nights of protest in which the you never saw any like direct reporting in the U.S., but claims that they killed 40,000 people in 2 nights or something was just taken up by U.S. media very uncritically, and it's very likely they killed a lot of people. The exact numbers shouldn't really sway you one way or the other. Like it's horrible, regardless. When a government, I mean, here, right, it should disgust people that ICE killed Renee Good, and like we see 1 or 2 deaths here. I think that's horrible. It's disgusting. It's a sign of a disgusting government. Yeah. But the number was taken up. It was not really investigated, and it was just used to the benefit of the U.S. and Israel, and like it was spread around by like Barry Weiss's CBS, which is also owned by, what's that guy's name? The Oracle guy. How's Larry Ellison? But anyway, I just think like in the backdrop of U.S. media consolidating under like avowed Zionists and also like a bloodthirsty regime here, like it's just, I don't know.
I hear your point, and like definitely I think that's a very fair point that like, I mean, I wouldn't presume that we are in any position to know what the numbers were one way or the other, like in any way, shape, or form. I just don't think we have access to that kind of reporting, and I think that's like a fair point that was picked up kind of uncritically. But I feel like I need to reiterate, like, this is a repressive regime. People should be able to dress how they want. People shouldn't like live in fear. And I really, really dislike the kind of sentiment that I hear from some American leftists that is like Zionist propaganda. Like, I think that's crazy. And that is like a really real strain in a lot of American leftist circles, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I think it alienates people who are doing really important, like pro-Palestine work.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
I think it can be propagandized. I don't think that makes it
propaganda. Like
I think certainly the regime lends itself to doing things that can be propagandized,
but also like I find that upsetting. Like, these are like people. I mean, we had similar discourse around Syria and Assad. Like, I just feel like it's like a very like elitist, almost kind of like privileged American position, even if you are like a leftist who's right on a lot of issues. And again, I'm talking about like, I'm thinking of specific people I've talked to, like, to just be like, well, like, like, yeah, I mean, the Iranians who like have been imprisoned and who have been tortured and who like have fought against that regime and who have family members who have been killed, like, to say that their lives are just like propaganda tools, I feel like is insulting. I'm
not saying their lives are just propaganda tools.
I hear you, but I think that's why you're making a good distinction of like what it means to like use that for propaganda as opposed to like just the inherent fact of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is that someone did a good analysis on all of that. We should maybe discuss it at some point. All right, let's skip around this piece. These results obscure an important detail. The United States under Mr. Trump has significantly reduced the nuclear threat posed by Iran. At the start of Mr. Trump's second term, Iran's nuclear program was advanced enough that it was capable of producing sufficient fissile material for a nuclear weapon within a matter of days, and a small arsenal's worth within just weeks, according to U.S. intelligence agencies. Critics charge that this is partly the result of Mr. Trump's own decision to withdraw from the U.S.-Iran nuclear accord in 2018. Today, Iran's nuclear program is arguably the weakest it's been since the early 2000s, when its military nuclear activities were publicly exposed for the first time in decades.
The word arguably is doing a lot there.
When the word, yeah. The idea that they're like, oh, good thing Trump did this because like maybe in 3 days they would have had a nuclear weapon.
And also, I mean, the strike, I'm losing track of the timeline now, but there was like a earlier Israel-US strike thing. When was that? Was that like a few months ago?
It was 6 months before.
6 months ago? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they told us, they completely lied to us. The Trump administration told us after that the nuclear capacity was decimated. So like they keep on telling us this again and again. It doesn't seem like we have any idea of like what the actual nuclear capacity is.
But yeah, and then they were like, oh, actually, it's, there's stuff underground. They could easily go get it.
Yeah.
The nuclear facilities aren't as damaged as we thought they were. The weapons capability actually is at 75% rather than the 20% we said we left it at. All of this is just cope, right? It's really like not true. I'm also surprised that
we just don't know.
Paper published it. Let me scroll down a little bit. Very demon.
I'm missing the part of this article. I guess this is it. Just like that, the nuclear capacity is diminished, where like he explains to us why this actually wasn't a big fail.
Yeah.
Is that it? Just like, oh, maybe we diminished the nuclear capacity? That's crazy.
Yeah, we kept them from having a nuclear weapon.
Wow.
If and when it does negotiate with Iran, Washington will be in a stronger place to do so with shipping traffic in the Gulf restored. Much of the global economic pressure that has been building as a result of this war will dissipate once the Strait of Hormuz reopens, but Iran's economy will remain in tatters. This is...
So will ours.
Who knows? Yeah, like ours. I mean, I don't know.
It's going to take a while for like oil prices to go back.
I think there will be shocks that are felt later. I don't know enough to say how our economy will do or even how Iran's will do, because Iran's getting like billions of dollars of infusion to rebuild, obviously. But like there's severely damaged infrastructure that needs to be rebuilt. But I'm not 100% sure what lifting the sanctions will do. Like, I don't know what sort of capital influx there will be. But I don't know. Like, this whole piece is just like a guy walks up to you, dirty clothes, bloody nose, his pants are down around his ankles, black eye. And he's just like, oh, yeah, you should see what happened to the other guy. His Casio watch fell off while he was beating the shit out of me. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like how this piece reads.
Yeah.
The next one is someone we haven't heard from in a long time, but I'm happy
Is it Brett Stevens?
No.
Aw.
I'm happy to see her back in public doing stuff, providing us with excellent takes. It's Hilary Rodham Clinton, an opinion piece in Financial Times.
How do you get Financial Times access?
I pay for like you get 8 articles a week or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And this was one of them.
Thank God this was one of them.
Let's hear it.
I don't know how we've survived so long without her wisdom.
She's always there.
Yeah. Do you care to guess what the opinion piece is?
It's about Iran?
No.
Oh. Give me like a larger topic and I'll guess within it.
It's about a current event and Trump.
Trump being rude to female reporters?
Definitely not.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe the wrestling match?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
She says, the world may not like Trump's Gaza plan, but there is no alternative.
Oh my God.
Subtitle, if even I, an implacable opponent of the president, can accept this as the best option, then surely others can too.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Damn. Continue.
She's coming out of like kind of the woodworks.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from her in I don't know how long, maybe since like Kamala was running.
With a pro-Trump take.
And then she's just like, oh, actually, I would do the exact same thing that Trump is doing. Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
Nothing about Epstein.
I'm sure she said shit about Epstein, but yeah, that doesn't undercut this.
Yeah, crazy. Okay. There is a particular kind of diplomatic paralysis that sets in when governments decide that the perfect is the enemy of the possible. I have seen it before in the Balkans, in Northern Ireland, and in the Middle East itself. And I see it again now as Europe and many of its traditional partners approach the board of peace and the Trump administration's 20-point plan for Gaza with the studied skepticism of those who believe they can afford to wait. But we cannot. None of us can. There is no alternative framework waiting in the wings. No rival coalition is quietly preparing a more viable proposal. That's only true because you fucked up big time. And like you have also spent all of your political capital and effort in the last, I don't know, 10 plus years just destroying any sort of real leftist movement in the US.
Remind me what the 20-point plan is again. Is this the like, what is it that kind of counter the United Nations, the like the peacekeeper group that's gonna like watch over, and it also includes like real estate development, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Are there any other like pertinent details to that plan that I'm forgetting?
You should pull it up. I don't know.
Okay.
But it remains the only framework backed by sufficient leverage, political engagement, and potential resources to move the parties toward implementation. It's been reinforced through a UN Security Council resolution and further advanced by the roadmap from Nikolay Mladenov and the Board of Peace, which seeks to link reconstruction and government's transition to dismantling of Hamas's military infrastructure and longer-term stabilization in Gaza. The objective reality is that if you dismantle Hamas's military infrastructure, you are also essentially like sentencing all of those Gazans to death. Because what is Israel going to do, right? They're just going to go in there and slaughter Palestinians. Like Hamas is the only force that was deterring Israel from going in
This
there.
also includes stuff like the IDF will progressively hand over the Gaza territory. Like it's not like even like an immediate like vacating of IDF occupation.
No, it's immediate. Like they hand off all their weapons and then the IDF just continues to occupy it indefinitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, looking at it now, a lot of it is like kind of vague too, like a Trump economic development plan, but like not that many details on what that would mean.
Yeah, I'm sure there are no details.
A special economic zone.
For her to come out and be like, his 20-point plan is the best thing ever. And it's just like, yeah, we're going to rebuild and also make it better.
The last point of this 20-point plan is the United States will establish a dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians to agree on a political horizon for peaceful and prosperous coexistence, which is basically like make a plan.
This is what makes her such an awful fucking person, is that she knows that without anything that actually like sufficiently puts the screws to Israel, it is essentially like a death warrant for Palestinians. And she's out here trying to say, oh, this plan that says that Israelis and Palestinians will get together and like talk about how they can hold hands in the future. It's like the best we can get. And she knows that the status quo is horrible for Palestinians, and she just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
in fact, she seems to like it.
She was like teaching a class at Columbia right after like
She still is.
Yeah, right after October
7th.
Thanks. I was blanking on the date. Right after October 7th, and was like just said awful things on record about students, like any students who are pro-Palestine saying they didn't understand like history and shit like that. But I feel like this also just really speaks to like the exhaustion that so many Americans have with like both the left and right, or the quote unquote left and right, just being like essentially incredibly centrist, and like centrism in this case being, like you said, deeply evil. Like, what is the point or utility of you coming out and telling us that like you sanctioned this? Like, who is that supposed to move? Like, what imaginary mythical voter is going to be like, I mean, it's going to be middle of the road Democrats. And it's just like, that is such a failure as a larger political strategy for your partner, for your party rather, you know? Like, you're the same. You're telling us that. You're literally telling us that you are the same as Donald Trump. Like, what are we supposed to do with that information that is positive?
Yeah, I mean, this, like, anyone who was saying that if Kamala or Hillary Clinton had been president and, like, Gaza would have never happened or whatever, that is absolutely, like, this 100% refutes that, where she's just like, actually, this is great. I love what Trump is doing in Gaza, and it's horrible. Without such a plan, the crisis in Gaza will only deteriorate, with Hamas retaining both political and practical influence over a devastated population through armed actors.
What about the IDF?
Local administrative structures, aid distribution networks, and access to basic goods and services.
Oh my God, no heat for Israel?
Hamas does not have, like, they're not doing the distribution, right?
No.
That's the US and Israel. I'm just like so
and I'm not even trying to come on here with
bad.
Just to be clear for anyone who's listening, this is not like, I'm not trying to give like a pro Hamas take here. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to act as if like Hamas is the reason that Palestinians are being genocided and starving. Like, that's just not true.
Well, and the idea that you're just like, Palestinians will suffer unless you support Trump's Gaza peace plan.
Yeah. All right, give me one
insane.
or two more pieces. I can only take so much more of this.
We only get a Hillary Clinton take once every 4 years.
Okay, let's hear it.
Civilians trapped in dependency and despair, with reportedly up to 1,000 killed since the ceasefire. Another generation of children growing
again. Girl, who killed them? Sorry, continue.
Fear and hopelessness. There will be no security for Israel. No viable path to Palestinian self-determination. Like, every sentence here just needs to be dissected, because the idea that the Trump peace plan is going to give Palestinians a viable path to self-determination is crazy. Like, what is motivating her? What do you think? Like, even if she is pro-Israel, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is motivating her to come out of the woodwork right now?
I think that's it. Like, I think you just said it. I think it's similar to our previous conversation. I think she is just pro-Israel. It is exactly what it appears to be.
I thought at first that she was just like, oh man, maybe maybe she didn't love Israel, but she was a Zionist by the fact of, like, you know, the Henry Kissinger school of, like, realpolitik.
No,
foreign policy, and she's
always
like,
been very
we have
Zionist.
to work with them because they're like an ally or whatever.
You didn't think that. You thought she was a Zionist.
No, I'm saying she is a Zionist, but, like, I thought she was just a Zionist by the fact of her thinking she has a pragmatic view of the world, and that's just how things have to be.
I mean, look, we can't know these people's inner thoughts, but she's acting and talking like she just wants to support Israel, and doesn't really care about Palestinians.
Do you think they're threatening to release some sort of tape about Bill or something, or her? Like,
I don't
Epstein
think it has to be
like,
that. I don't think it has to be that deep or conspiratorial. She is pro-Israel. Like, it is that. It is both that damning and that simple.
I guess
But she's also been pro-Israel her entire career. This isn't really new. What's weird about it is that she feels the need to be like, and I support Trump. Like, that seems like so out of touch, even with like any future understanding people will have, or any like idea she has of her legacy that could be positive, but whatever.
Like, she's not even doing the Democrat thing of being like, oh, well, Netanyahu's bad.
Well, she's an old school Democrat. I don't think she's adjusting with the times.
Yeah, it's fucking, it is kind of, the more you think about it, the crazier it seems. The Board of Peace and the plan contain elements many governments dislike or disagree with. Some are uneasy with the political sequencing, skeptical of provisions on Palestinian governance and representation, or wary of placing trust in an American-led framework at a moment when confidence in U.S. leadership has eroded. Many are understandably skeptical of an approach so closely associated with Donald Trump. I understand that skepticism and share some of it. Yet, if even I, an implacable opponent of the president, Trump, can accept that this is the best solution in a terrible situation, then surely others can too. This moment calls for a greater sense of collective responsibility from Europe, regional partners, and the broader international community. Disengagement will not produce a more acceptable alternative. Strip away the rhetoric, and the 20-point plan offers something that not long ago many believed was unattainable: an active diplomatic framework backed by meaningful U.S. leverage and sustained engagement from the administration. And what I've heard from Palestinians, especially those living in or connected, the idea that she's talking to any Palestinian in Gaza, really? Like, Hilary, you went to Gaza and you're talking to Palestinians in Gaza? Is that they want a path out of perpetual crisis, just as many Israelis desire greater security and the dismantling of Hamas's military infrastructure. And again, comparing those two things, Palestinians who want to not be under like an active genocide anymore versus Israelis who
are running into their bomb shelters every night. Yeah.
Not even that, desire greater security and the dismantling of, like, they are just not happy. Like, to them, security means you kill every Palestinian. And she's saying these things are equal and should be considered as such.
I don't know. She did a survey of Palestinians.
Those realities should matter as the international community considers whether to engage or stand aside, because a genuine transformation in Gaza is essential not only for stabilization and security, but also for reunifying Palestinians politically under a reformed and credible leadership. For too long, fragmentation between Gaza and the West Bank, along with the weakening of the Palestinian Authority, has made the prospect of a unified Palestinian political future seem increasingly remote. Meaningful change in Gaza is essential if there is to be any chance of a more durable political resolution.
It's so interesting how at every point she makes it seem as if it's just like a Palestinian failing. Like, why is the PLO weaker? Why did Hamas come into power in Gaza? Like, why are people dying? Like, she makes it all seem as if it's only happening because Palestinians are doing it to themselves. It's incredible.
Oh, actually, she does criticize Israel in this next paragraph.
Let's hear it.
Oh, she actually goes hard. That's surprising. The process will require pressure and engagement not only from Arab states in Europe, but from Israel as well.
No, I thought you were being serious.
The Israeli government cannot indefinitely support the broad goals of stabilization and normalization while delaying the difficult decisions necessary to move the process forward.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
Jesus,
some serious
Hilary.
Language.
Oh my God. Maybe she is part of Hamas. Maybe she was in Gaza.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say, but that is fascinating. That's crazy.
I mean, I guess maybe it makes sense in the Financial Times if you think of the average reader of that
as being fairly centrist.
Yeah, like someone who is like, it's the paper that I think most accurately records the voice of like people who like capitalists and capitalism.
I don't read the Financial Times. I would like to, because I think for this reason it's interesting probably.
And so I think it's people who are focused on
their bottom line, maybe
when economic prosperity happens, that's good,
right? Yeah. Again, I feel like it just shows the real moral failures of centrism.
We can skip the last piece, but I'll just kind of talk about what it was and maybe some of the highlights. Speaking of losers who are trying to cope with the current situation, it's a piece in New York Magazine called "The Power Trip: Building Back the Bidens."
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is actually pretty sad, because I didn't know that they're still kind of like making Joe Biden go out there and dance for dollars.
I feel like that's mean. Do you think he needs the money? Like, I know that he...
I do actually. I guess he does. This talks about how he's in fucking South Dakota of all places on a speaking tour in front of a crowd of just like 1,200 people.
That's borderline elder abuse.
And he goes out there. He has the excuse of being like, he's like, I can't be here too long. I have to run immediately after I do this talk. And because he says he has to go to his to a granddaughter's wedding or a daughter's wedding or something like that.
Wait,
but,
are you saying that's an excuse because they're trying to not make him stay out too late?
Maybe.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
But it says here, before the speech, Biden had stood for almost 2 hours in a back room greeting hundreds of VIP guests and posing for photos.
He's going to have a heart attack and die.
I watched one of them, a slight 81-year-old woman in a glittering green dress, approach the former president and kiss him directly on the lips.
What?
He was looking at me and I was just looking at him and I was like, I just want to kiss you. Sharon Struckshine told me later, the reporter. He was willing. He participated. He joined in the kiss. Her husband, Larry, was sitting in a cuck chair beside her.
Wait, are you making this up?
No, it says her husband, Larry, was standing right beside her.
Okay.
How did he feel about this? Well, he said, twisting his handlebar mustache with a finger. I'd rather have had Jill there.
Wow.
So
it's a lot to unpack.
They sent Joe Biden is swinging in South Dakota. But there is where the other thing I didn't know that this piece brings up is that Hunter apparently is in the media more and more.
He is. He's actually kind of funny.
People are saying he's prepping for a 2028 run.
His tweets are really funny. They're all over the internet. He just is very kind of gives deranged, angry leftist, not leftist, but left male energy.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of honestly I won't speak to his character because I don't know him at all. And he's never had office or anything. I know obviously he's had issues with drug addiction and stuff, but he's not really a political figure as far as I'm concerned. You shouldn't be a political figure just based on proximity or fame.
Yeah.
Not that those rules matter anymore with our reality TV president, but yeah, he just kind of goes off on people on Twitter and it's vaguely entertaining.
So, I mean, it talks about how, okay, Biden is old as shit. It feels like he fucked up his presidency. He handed it to Trump. There are bad and hard feelings about how everyone conspired, his friends like Obama and Nancy Pelosi conspired to push him out of the race. He's old as shit. He's got prostate cancer and will have it for the rest of his life. This man should just be spending time with his family and
painting a la George Bush.
Things. Yeah. But
is the tone of the article congratulatory?
No,
or
it's
is it
really
sad?
Fucking sad.
Really?
Yes.
Aw, that is sad.
This last paragraph that I'll read is so he's trying to raise money for his for a library.
Is it hard
Delaware.
for him to get money? Maybe because he ended
not well.
He cannot
get money.
Oh, that's sad.
Obama just opened his library that
massive,
was
a whole complex,
$1 billion or more dollars or something like that.
South side
it's
of Chicago.
Ugly as shit. It's been getting
I actually don't think it's ugly.
It's been getting really awful reviews from architects.
But a lot of people in the neighborhood have said that they're excited to have a landmark. So I don't know.
In Hyde Park?
It's further south than Hyde Park. It's an area that is actually kind of a mixed bag in terms of income, and a lot of people are excited about the resources that are there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because it has I'm not saying that it's appropriate for presidents to spend this much on their legacy because I don't think that it is. But it does have a library and shit that people seem excited about in the neighborhood.
I've heard that it doesn't have any books or there's no library other than
I think there is a children's library and there's also a playground.
There's a playground outside, yes.
Yeah. Maybe I made up a library. Maybe you're right.
I mean, it is supposed to be a presidential library,
Yeah.
But it's more of a museum.
It is the museum.
And that honors the
talks
Obamas.
About his significance as the first black president. And, yeah.
So he's trying to raise some money and
that's so awkward.
Is having a hard time. This paragraph.
What taught us about that? Veep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, continue.
These days, at least, the Bidens don't have much of a choice. He's not getting any younger. He's ill, and it feels financially driven, said a Biden alum. Biden has been laying the groundwork for a presidential library foundation. So far, it's been a slog. Late last year, the New York Times reported that the Biden Foundation had brought in a small fraction of what it needed, raising questions about whether a standalone library was even viable. According to the report, the team had told the IRS it expected to bring in only $11.3 million by the end of 2027. That's crazy for a former president.
It's also crazy, like, just taking a step back, because I feel like I just was overly valorizing the Obama project. It is not really, I think, nice or, like, good morally that they spend this much on, like, their legacies. Like, why is that an expectation?
I mean, it's not, but it is like a measure of how much people liked this president.
No, totally, it is. But I'm just saying, like, I wish that wasn't a thing. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think I told a friend there should just be a White House to prison pipeline. We shouldn't be building them libraries.
Yeah.
Or if they do build a library, like actually make it a library in your home state. Like, don't make it a monument to you.
And maybe have it be something federally funded so that it's capped and like money can actually go to like real services for people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's really funny.
Goes on to talk about how he's sad that Obama pushed him out or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But
sad times
real
for Joe.
sad piece.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm not glad to hear that. My bad. That was a slip. I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Though Joe was not a great person in a lot of respects.
No, he's a monster.
Yeah. All right. You want serious item first or not serious item?
Hit me with dealer's choice.
Okay. I'll give you not serious item first. So this is very times.
Do serious item first.
You said dealer's choice.
We'll end on shit.
All right. So serious item first. All right. We're going heavy on the times today. This is an article called, "Is This the End of Political Islam?" Did you read this?
Oh, no, I didn't read it.
But you saw it. It's by Ben Hubbard, who does a lot of reporting out of Turkey. Mm-hmm. It just really pissed me off. I'm not going to read too much from it. I'll read a little bit. But the thing about it that I found really strange, essentially, is that...
What's political Islam?
Right. Great question. So I'll read a little bit and see if we can actually answer that question based on this article.
Yeah.
Experiments combining Islam and politics, is the first paragraph, have been around since the religion arose in the Arabian Peninsula in the 7th century. By the 16th century, emirates, sultanates, and other polities that drew on Islam had ruled or were still thriving in areas between modern-day Spain and the Indian subcontinent, as well as parts of Africa. The nation-states that arose in the 20th century redrew what remained of that map. The victors in World War I dismembered the Ottoman Empire. Its heart became modern Turkey, a secular republic that abolished the caliphate in 1924. Okay, pause. Whatever form of Islam and politics existed in the 600s is not really comparable to whatever empires are doing in the 16th century. You would never say that about like the Byzantine Empire or the Roman Empire and then compare it to like an Austro-Hungarian Empire. No one does this shit with Christianity where they time jump centuries and centuries and make it seem like it's one continuous line, and Christianity is the only...
They kind of do.
They don't. Not in the same way, no.
No one's serious, but like a lot of right-wing people draw a straight line from like the Roman Empire.
Exactly. That's always something that crazy religious fanatics do. It's not something that like, I mean, yes, actually... So I actually am writing about this right now, which is why it makes it almost harder to talk about in a way, like how people do this sort of myth making of like the West versus like the Muslim world. But like there is a mythology of the West, right? The West is not like a literal continuous geographic stretch of land, right? Like what does it mean when we refer to the West? Is it a set of values, blah, blah, blah. It's an imaginary that we choose to buy into, and therefore it is politically powerful, but it's not like a real concrete thing that we can touch, right?
For me, the West is actually the East. That's the way I see the world.
What do you mean?
I just like to think of Egypt as the most west point, and then the U.S.
Right. I mean, that does show that things
east.
That shows that things are relative, right? Like Morocco is like Maghreb, like that was the western part of people's known world at the time. Like, yeah, what is west of you is highly relative at any point of time, and what the West means now is like highly relative.
I'm in the Far East.
You're the Far East
right now in California.
We're in the West.
No,
right. Depends
not the way I view the world, baby.
Depends on which way of the globe you're going. But yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't make sense. And also, like, he's talking about, like, the Ottoman Empire crumbling and, like, Turkey becoming secular, again, as if it's some unique phenomenon. But, like, secularization or relative secularization is something that played out across much of Western Europe. And it's also ironic to write that in an American newspaper in what is considered the heart of the West and what is actually a highly religious country. The United States is so much more religious. And by the way, I'm already homogenizing.
We're supporting Israel so that we can end the world.
Exactly. Literally. There are lots of politicians who legitimately think that like the end times will come.
We actually have an apocalyptic framework of governance.
100%.
Yeah.
Like there are lots of there are really large swaths of Americans who for various reasons believe that we are living in apocalyptic times. And the way that they vote and the way that they act in office really determines a lot of things about our shared reality. So like to kind of talk from this like seemingly objective vantage point about like those political fundies over there, I mean, it almost would make more sense if you were like in Sweden. That's still fucked up. And like the far right Nazi party is rising in Sweden. So I'm not saying that's good behavior, but like that is a pretty secular country. People are not religious. Many people don't believe in God. They believe in being white and other shitty things. But like, it's a pretty secular country. This is not a secular country. It's a very religious country. And so it just is a weird like vantage point to approach it from. I'll read a little bit more. Still, many believers have clung to the idea that politics needs more religion, not less. Again, what does that fucking sound like? Okay,
what is this guy's name? Ben Rhodes?
Ben Hubbard.
Ben Hubbard.
Yeah. They see Islam as not just a personal faith, but also a comprehensive societal program. Blah, 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 blah. These ideas were central to the Iranian Revolution and rose again during the Arab Spring uprisings that toppled strongmen across the Middle East. In Egypt, the fall of the regime in 2011 led to free elections. The Muslim Brotherhood, an Islamist group, campaigned down the slogan, Islam is the solution. It won control of the parliament, then the presidency. These victories were short-lived, and to his credit, he does say that like it was undemocratic that the Muslim Brotherhood was toppled. But then he's like saying basically it seems like, hey, ISIS is faltering, Al-Qaeda is faltering, and like Islam and politics are no longer going to be popular. And this is something that, again, we see a lot in like fairly mainstream coverage, including places like The Times, like this just complete like collapsing between any group that they view to be as extreme and Muslim. So like you have the Iranian regime, you have Al-Qaeda, and you have ISIS all being mentioned and analyzed in the same article. You can be against all these things and still have some fucking nuance, right? Al-Qaeda and ISIS are terrorist groups, right? ISIS arose out of a political vacuum that we created in Iraq and Syria. The founder of ISIS used to be affiliated with Al-Qaeda, which is like, it was like an internal Al-Qaeda faction. Like none of this context is here. And the Iranian regime is a nation state. That's a completely different analysis. Like if you're talking about Islam and politics in the case of a nation state, it makes sense to talk about the Iranian regime, right? It doesn't really make sense to talk. It's like me talking about like the KKK versus Trump. Like, yes, there's some overlap. This is not a perfect analogy, but like the KKK is not literally in power, right? It's a terrorist group. I mean, you could argue that Trump is also a terrorist, but like, you know what I mean? Like the scale of analysis is not consistent in a way that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. And then he's also talking like briefly about the secularization of Turkey as if like Erdogan isn't currently in power, who is incredibly like doing political Islam, if that's what you're talking about. All right, keeps on going. And then he's saying like, inside Iran, repression and strict morality codes soured many Iranians, especially the youth on the revolution. Some Iranians have pushed back by challenging prohibitions on women's dress. Others have revolted in mass protests and endured bloody crackdowns. Sanctions and economic torpor have not helped sell the revolution either. Keeps on going and basically saying that like people in Iran aren't happy. But then I don't really understand how he's getting to this point of saying it's too early to speak of political Islam in the past tense, though. Like, no shit, the regime there has been re-entrenched, and in large part thanks to us. Like, I don't understand like where he's going with this kind of thesis, or how he's kind of like continuing to build on this idea that there's no longer going to be people who are like using Islam in politics. And again, like not everyone is using Islam in politics in the same way. And I feel like there's more consistently in thinking about authoritarians of any ideology wielding power within a nation state, right? Like there's a lot of consistency there across like ideologies or so-called stated ideologies. He's talking about how in Saudi Arabia, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the de facto ruler, has weakened the clerics while promoting a new Saudi nationalism, a major shift for a kingdom that long championed Islamic causes. Until 2016, the so-called religious police patrolled public spaces to enforce ultra-conservative social codes. Until 2018, until 2018, women couldn't drive.
Oh, the women driving again.
Women shouldn't drive. No, I'm kidding. Now Islamic branding plays little role in the kingdom's efforts to attract tourists, throw music and comedy festivals, and host the World Expo 2030. And it's just like, again, my friend, like, what else has the king done, right? Murdered a journalist. Like, the women who fought for those changes to be able to drive, some of them still in prison. Like, just because there are some small cosmetic changes and more people are going for a comedy festival doesn't make it not an authoritarian government that like represses many of the migrant workers who like work there. Like, this is such a frustrating conversation because we can talk about like women's rights, but when it's weaponized in this kind of way, it makes it feel like not a real thing, even when it is, which is frustrating. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about this, but it was just very kind of like broad strokes and frustrating.
Yeah, it's apparently he wrote a book on Mohammed bin Salman.
Really?
Yeah, about his rise to power.
Is he a fan? Because he kind of sounds like a fan based on this
He might be, I don't know.
Yeah, that's like not great.
Maybe it's like a illustrated comic or something.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. All right, last item. It's just something kind of fun. This is the latest updates on the reflecting pool. So for those who are maybe international or not following along, President Trump was trying to revise or trying to like...
I gotta say, I support this. I actually support it.
What are you talking
The first
about?
time I went to DC and I saw the reflecting pool, because you see it in movies and all these opening shots of movies that, you know, you have the crane shot that pans down and it's like this beautiful long gleaming reflecting pool. And that's kind of what I was expecting, but then I got there and it's just like covered in goose shit.
Wow.
And it looked disgusting, and I was just like, this is kind of one of those, I don't know, it's just like so in media, and it's something that, you know, we should keep clean.
That's beautiful. Look, there is common ground.
Yeah.
You know? That's really great that you found that common ground.
I like the reflecting pool. Like, if, you know,
It should be reflective.
clean it up.
All right.
Drain the
so
swamp.
he spent $14 million renovating the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. And he like was made
We
all
spent
these,
$14 million.
right. We spent. Good point. Had all these claims that it was going to be painted like American blue, and he did the shit that he's been doing where it was like a no bid contractor that has worked with him before who like probably overquoted him. They painted it, and then like almost immediately it was covered with algae, and so now he has to drain it again because like something went wrong with the algae.
Quick pause. I saw a video of maybe the owner or the firm or one of the contractors. He said that he actually had never worked with Trump before, and that given the materials that they wanted to use, etc., it wasn't necessarily a no-bid contract. It was just that it was, I guess, directly awarded because they were like the only provider or whatever that does it the way that they wanted.
Isn't it being awarded automatically a no bid contract?
I think no bid means, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure of the distinctions, to be quite honest. But I think he was a Trump donor, though. That's real.
What part is not real? Sorry, that it was not someone he had worked with before.
Yeah, he said he's never worked with Trump before.
Weird, because
at least the guy. That's what the guy said. Who
I
knows
heard
if
like
it's telling the truth.
on like a little NPR thing that it was like maybe he didn't end up going with this guy. Maybe I'm getting confused. But I thought he was like saying like this is the guy who does all my pools. Maybe that he didn't go with that guy ultimately. I think it is the case that's a no bid contract and that they just awarded it and didn't have multiple companies bid. Isn't that what no bid is?
That is what no bid is.
Gotcha. Okay. But I got you. So this guy was like, I had the materials that I had and like, it's not my fault essentially.
No, I think he was just saying that like, given the specifications of what they wanted done, they were the only contractor that could actually do it.
I see. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Where was I? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So anyway, it kind of like got covered in algae, which is hilarious. And so it's like basically bright green. And Trump is accusing vandals. Like he's saying without evidence that there have been like vandals who went and I guess like, I don't know, threw algae in there. But then I thought this was so sad and kind of funny. There was this guy who's a cyclist and a 3-time Olympian. He's 67. He was canoeing and he stopped at the site on Friday and he was just like curious and he like reached down and touched a strip of peeling blue paint mixed with algae. He's just like, I get it's like a reflexive kind of move to just like peel paint probably. He said he wasn't thinking about it at all. And the U.S. Park Police arrested him. And they accused him of destroying government property. Which is a crime that can carry up to 10-year prison sentence.
Oh, geez. Well, so what's he?
So I think they're trying to like frame him as one of the vandals. Which is so funny and so sad and so like cartoonish.
Yeah.
And this poor guy is like really panicking for obvious reasons.
Right.
He's like, I was just a curious, concerned citizen. I guess I was there at the wrong place, wrong time. But yeah, like Trump said on Saturday that he could be in jail for years. So that's really worrisome. I'm worried for my man.
That's not good.
Because I feel like that's just so like relatable. Like to see like paint peeling and just kind of like reach for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really sad. So that's an update.
I feel like there were reports about the paint peeling before that happened.
Before they repainted it?
No, before this man was arrested.
Yeah, no, it's been peeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, this poor guy literally just like reached for it because he was curious and probably wasn't even thinking. And I think that Trump is looking for a vandal to arrest. So
could you imagine going to federal prison?
No. It's like not funny because I do feel bad for him and that is like a very like dictator behavior, but it's just like funny how stupid it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should kill all the geese that are near the reflecting pool.
That might be more effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least have a park ranger hunt them.
Yeah. It's just like such a stupid, overwrought metaphor for like where the country's at, that this cost so much money and made it worse.
Yeah.
That it's now peeling and green and it was just covered with geese shit before.
I think if we can't get the goose problem under control, we should just get rid of the reflecting pool.
What do you think should be in there?
I don't know, like a big old skate rink.
A skate rink could be cute. That's a good idea. There's a skate rink by our house now, and it's really fun seeing all the kids.
Like, I just don't know. I mean, I guess they like to swim around in it and then poop on the sides of it.
It doesn't really bother me for some reason.
It's a lot.
Maybe I haven't seen it recently, to be fair.
It's a lot.
But I don't remember it like really impressing on me as being gross.
And I remember seeing it, I think, in Transformers, obviously in House of Cards. It just they don't really capture the goose shit.
Doesn't live up to the hype.
No, it doesn't.
The movie that was filmed outside of our old house in Pittsburgh is now out. We got to watch it.
I don't think it's out yet. I think
it's coming out.
September.
Oh, we forgot to mention also, we watched that movie that was pretty good. What was it called again?
Backrooms.
The Backrooms. That was good. Mm-hmm. It was creepy.
Oh, the actor Giancarlo Esposito converted to Islam.
Oh, yeah.
In Saudi Arabia. He was in Egypt.
I saw that. That was really cool. That's the guy who played the villain in Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he was a great actor.
Actually, if you watch Breaking Bad, knowing that Gus Fring is Muslim, it makes a lot more sense.
Why?
He just is, like, he seems Muslim, right?
No.
He runs
Based on what?
He runs like a halal chicken joint. He's always like dressed nicely.
You think it's halal?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's just like he's a nice guy.
I love that about Muslims,
Polite.
at least in the so-called West, or at least in the US. I think it's so cute. We all get so hyped when someone converts. It's really adorable. People are real enthusiastic.
Yeah. But congrats.
Welcome
to political Islam.
We're going to pray Maghrib tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to watch House of Cards first and pray, or what's the order of operations?
We're watching House of Cards?
No, whatever you're watching. House of Dragons.
House of the Dragon. Yeah.
Watch, pray, or pray, watch?
I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.